Regardless of what you may have heard of this game, or how many sardonic reviews you have read, I can tell you as someone who loves action games with all of his heart, and has been excited for this game since it was announced, Devil's Third is pretty fucking fantastic.
Ajax 1 approaching target. Range 2 kilometers.
They see us. 3 hostiles with RPGs.
We can hit them from the other side of the world.
And then run around with 50-year-old Soviet weapons? Why do they even bother?
Hard to understand sitting in an air-conditioned trailer in Vegas.
Target locked.
Fire.
Payload away.
Shit! Where's the backup?
Something bothering you, Ivan?
The prison's been on emergency power. Cut my playing time straight to hell.
Blame that on the troubled topside. That's what I need your help with.
I don't do prison riots.
Well, it's a lot tougher than you think, but I think you like the reward. Do you know they call it Ivan the Terrible?
How the hell did you get your hands on that?
I like to keep you motivated, my friend. But I must warn you, most of the prison guards are dead and the inmates are running wild through the cell blocks. I need you to get past them, to get to the surface, to meet me. Do you copy?
Every asshole in this place knows I'm working for you. Might be a few minutes.
So Ivan is a prisoner. If I could speak in quotes, I would. But yes, he basically works for the government in spite of his prisoner status. Now, you've got to be a pretty incredible person to still be alive if you're labeled a terrorist.
Legendary prisoner in my ass. Those stories are bullshit, man.
That dude don't look like bullshit to me.
The fuck? I'm doing him myself.
So Devil's Third is first and foremost a beat-em-up slash hack and slash. And the combat is really visceral. It feels like Ninja Gaiden, but with a lot more oomph to it.
Oh shit, it's him!
On the most basic level, we have light and heavy attacks and we can guard. We can also dodge while guarding. We can only guard so many times before the enemy breaks our block. I prefer dodging, personally. We can slide while running, and we can even attack while we slide.
Wait, help! Ah! Who the fuck are you?
If we perform the right combo on an enemy holding a melee weapon, we can take it from them. And this is one of my favorite melee weapons. It's slow, but wow is it satisfying.
Got one more job for you.
The heavier a weapon is, the slower our running speed is as well. There are collectibles in this game called war trophies, but I already got them, so I'll just show them off in the inventory next video. The ones in this stage, I mean.
Who entered level 4? They got the worst of them all down there. The bastard's out! God damn it! Blow the basement and bury him alive! Shit. Where's the love?
We can perform a special hard quick attack if we press light attack while dashing, though enemies can easily block it if they see it coming. Of course, some of them don't see it coming and they explode into pools of blood. Heavy attacks end up doing most of the grunt work because they can break blocks and also deal far more damage than light attacks. It's not like the enemies will be alive for more than a few seconds no matter what you do, though. Deceptively enough, the most vicious enemy in this level is bats. They deal the most damage to us quickly, and you will die to them if you underestimate them. Right here the game wants us to throw our weapon up at this guy, but I disagree. We're just gonna go run up and smash him. Again, the bats really chew away at our health. Throwing our weapon does have some very specific uses, just not here. If we fall into this pit, we have to loop our way around and restart from the beginning of the sewer. It's not that big a deal, but there are a ton of bats down there, so let's not.
Chill, bro. You're just gonna take a fall.
If we lock onto an enemy and then attack, we do a leaping smash, which is really only useful if you're above an enemy. This is where the enemies start to have guns, and you might think that means we need a gun too, and you'd be right, but not necessarily for that reason. Guns are really only necessary to kill enemies that are far away or have very heavy weaponry. A very, very large portion of the body count just comes from melee. And I am perfectly fine with that. This is labeled as a beat-em-up slash third-person shooter, but it's really more of a beat-em-up slash first-person shooter. Trying to shoot in third person is not recommended. Switching to first-person view is how you get things done, if you're going to use a gun at all. It's really easy to kill enemies with guns while they're shooting at us, but if they're reloading, they have time to see us coming and block. So we have to switch to a heavy attack before they can counterattack. Here we pick up the machete, which is a lot faster and a lot lighter, but no less deadly. This is really the first introduction to a room where you need to use both shooting and melee. We need to kill the enemies up above so they don't snipe at us while we're dealing with the rest. This is where I feel most people are wrong, because all the enemies up there, sure, we need a gun to take them out, but these guys down here with shotguns, we can just run right in with our weapon. You thought we were going to shoot this guy with the Molotov, but no, we're going to grab the Molotov and beat his face in with it. Because melee attacks are by far the most convenient way to dispatch enemies, even ones with guns. Now, that doesn't mean you can go using only melee. There are situations where there will be enemies in a more tactically advantageous position, and you need to take them out first with your gun. I'm not saying this game doesn't have plenty of shooting. It's just that it's more than equally balanced with the fighting. So what that little blurb meant is that after we kill enough enemies with melee, our tattoos will catch on fucking fire. And we become pretty much invincible unless we just stand in the open and get shot by 20 bullets at once. 2 successive heavy attacks will kill most normal enemies. It's the quickest way to take them down. When you don't have as much space or they're closer grouped together, you might want to use fast attacks instead, though, to leave yourself less open. Just like in that room earlier, there are enemies up above that will snipe at us, and we really need to kill them first. Headshots deal the most damage, though it doesn't really matter. And we just now did that thing where we catch our tattoos on fucking fire, which makes us a lot stronger and, again, pretty much makes us invincible. The enemies also explode into blood and sparkles instead of just blood. The blood splatter sound effect and the graphics and how visceral the combat is just so good. Makes you feel so powerful.
There he is. You know what happens when you poke your head up? Die, motherfucker!
So the 2 things this first level tries to teach us is how to deal with enemies in the appropriate order. Like, we want to deal with all the guys with guns first. And then after we're done with that, we can deal with the guy down here with the melee weapon. Preferably with melee ourselves. And secondly, if we've never actually played a cover-based shooter before, that's what this boss is for, to teach us how to use cover. As such, it's not a particularly great boss, but it does its job. Now, this game does have auto-cover, like Grand Theft Auto 4 or Operation Raccoon City. And it works pretty well. I've not even had a single issue taking cover. Molotov here pretty much just bleeds testosterone, and he throws Molotov cocktails, who would have guessed. But we won't actually be hurt by them as long as we stay behind cover. Which again is because this boss is just to teach you how to use cover. Something I find pretty nice about this game is that none of the bosses have excessively large health bars. All of the boss fights are intense, but they're fast. Here's the 3rd phase of the boss fight where Molotov hops down and begins actually shooting at us. Now he has a powerful gun, but his aim is terrible. So right after we pop over here, he's pretty much useless. So we're just gonna pump him full of bullets until he goes down.
I'm still alive, asshole. Big mistake. I agree. Nice ride.
I found a vehicle that wasn't affected by the EMP in a museum back in the States. This one's a pre-electronic relic, like me.
That's what you want me to deal with? I'm supposed to fix the stars.
That's one way of looking at it. This involves some of your old pals, Ivan.
Big Mouse. Jane Doe, Saha, Ludmila. C4.
I'll fill you in on the way.
Way to where?